guys, this is Katrina with IdeateTV, and I'm here with a special guest and my good friend Alice Lee Barnes. Hey, Alice!
Hi, Katrina.
I haven't seen this girl since college. Our USC days, fight on, by the way, even though it's had some interesting reps recently. But Alice, tell me what you've been up to these days and your new book that's been out, Pride and Prejudice.
So I've been working full time on various projects, but one of them is my own adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. And I did a small first run that was entirely self-funded. And books are expensive, but it was really satisfying to see it a physical copy, since this is kind of my dream when I was little to draw manga. And I think for a while I thought, physical books are kind of obsolete. Who buys physical copies of stuff anymore? But it was satisfying for me, and I think people just appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I speak for myself too. I actually like the digital thing. For some people, they like it, but I do like getting a book, getting their autograph, and keeping that as some kind of memorable thing.
Oh yeah, you can sell the autographs. God, I'm just kidding.
So tell me about this book. What is how did you take this and put it, and what the idea with this? Why did you choose Pride and Prejudice?
Let me think.
It's just because sometimes for a lot of people, a lot of creatives, even for myself, it's just, it just gets so hard to choose something. Or sometimes you have so much that you want to do and you don't know how to narrow it down. But so narrowing it down to something like this and saying, oh my gosh, and taking it this far it takes a lot of, one, passion, two, commitment, and three, belief in, what you want to do.
Yeah, so I would say that I've always been really obsessed with Jane Austen. That's really the main reason. And then I think for a long time I felt as if I was so immersed, and I was always sketching her characters anyway. And after I think after a bunch of Pride and Prejudice adaptations came out, I was thinking I like each adaptation for certain reasons, but I always felt each version was just there's something I liked, but something I didn't quite like about it, and I wanted to do my own take on it. So in my version, I actually add some events that aren't in the book. And I was so scared of doing that at first, because it's oh no, it's not accurate anymore. But I think when it's something so universal and classic, people just enjoy whatever you interpret it as. And I think in a way doing my version made me appreciate some of the other versions a little more. And especially there's already quite a few comic and manga adaptations of Pride and Prejudice, and I read them to research. And at first I was hesitating a lot and thinking, well, there's already comic versions, why am I making one? But in the end, it's I still wanted to do it.
No, I think that's important because it's your version, it's your take, it's your experience and your adaptation, which sometimes it makes all the difference, right? And no, I'm serious, because so what are some things that you kind of put in here that you said was different?
What I'm trying to do is so there's 5 Bennet sisters, and the story really focuses on one of them, Elizabeth. So what I wanted to do was add some more scenes that involve the other sisters as well. And the secondary romance in the story is Jane and Mr. Bingley, and so they're very overlooked in a lot of the adaptations. So I want to give them more of a reason that they like each other, because I know a lot of the time people see them as sort of a weak couple. Oh well, Bingley thought Jane was attractive, and that's kind of why they're together, and I guess it works out. But then Oh, like it was really interesting because I watched a Netflix movie called Death Comes to Pemberley,
Okay.
and that was like a it was like a side story that I guess someone wrote, almost like a sequel
Okay.
to Pride and Prejudice, and like they actually brought some new ideas about the characters that I hadn't thought about before. So even that like kind of weird offshoot like story like made me appreciate the world a lot more.
That's great. That's really good to hear. Anything else that's coming up in the pipeline for you that we want to look out for?
Well, I'm working on volume 2.
Oh, wow.
So
Keep an eye
yeah,
out,
and you can't purchase this volume right now, but I am working with a publisher to have it more widely distributed because I'm like down to just like a couple of copies. So I'm trying to like figure out a better way to print it.
Well, cool. Thank you so much, Alice. It's a pleasure meeting you again after college and seeing where you've been. She's always been an artist, and I'm so happy that we're grown adults now. Since like middle school, and you're doing this, and you're doing your passion in the arts, so it's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you too, Alice. All right, again, this is Katrina with IdeateTV here at Wondercon. Bye, guys.